Hello creative, welcome to another edition of today's Photoshop tutorial with the Magic Maker. In today's video, we're going to be looking at how to generate mockups from scratch or how to create your own mockups. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to take the picture of a popular brand, we're going to remove all of their elements. Once we remove all of their elements, we're going to be arriving at this particular result. After we have gotten this result, what we want to do is we want to now place our own design on it. That way, it looks like our work from the get-go. Now, one of the benefits of doing this is because if you have a fashion brand or if you have a clothing brand and you don't know if your customers or your clients are going to like a particular kind of design that you're making, what you can do is you could do mockups like this, place your design on it using displacement map. Then once you do that, you can now send it out. Depending on the results you get or depending on the reviews you get, you can now proceed to making those brands because now there's a market for it. So I actually had this brother who never started a fashion brand because he thought he had to go to the market, buy material, cut every single thing before he even shows it to his audience. Then he doesn't really know if they will like it, then that would be a waste of money. But graphics design already cups that problem for us. Aside this, what we can also do is you could also put it in different colors from the knowledge we had from our saturation class, that's changing hue of clothes and saturation. So you can see that same design in different forms. So that way your audience can actually have a choice because customers tend to choose when they have a choice. When you give them options, they tend to always pick one. So the same concept like this, wipe it off, then you sort of own it. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's tutorial. So let's make magic. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we want to move in and create a new layer. Tap G on your keyboard and we just swipe over it. Now remember that the feature between create texture is different from proximity match and content array. So sometimes you may find yourself alternating between the three to actually get the results you desire. Okay, so look at proximity match now. I don't really like what I'm saying, so I'm just going to go back to using content aware. So continue like this, okay. Continue, then just keep cleaning over it and ensure to look at my settings, okay. In case of anything, I'm on sample layers, so that even layers that are beneath will be sampled, okay. So now I'm just tapping over it. Now that's good. No, that's good. Okay. Then keep it clean over. Just continue this way. And you see that I'm sort of fast, okay? That's because I've actually recorded this particular tutorial 3 times and for some reasons my OBS messed up. So it was recording the screen that I've recorded before. Basically, it's like you're playing a video on your screen, then it is now recording that instead of recording your screen. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway, this is the 3rd time that I am recording this video. So, no, 4th time actually. So I hope now everything goes well. Everything really will go well, okay? So I'm just going to continue like that. And we're done. We're done. So now this is looking like all those new clothes you get from Idumota. New clothes are always very rough. I always wonder why, okay? I usually wonder why. Next thing I want to do is I'll create a new layer. Then I'm going to do the same thing for this. The same thing. Sweet. The same thing. If you can testify is faster than the previous ones I was teaching, have you? Or you don't even know the difference? Alright. Okay, so you see that, right? Okay. And the reason I'm fast is because I've done this like 1 billion times. So when you're doing yours or when you're editing yours, don't expect to be this fast. Just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. No need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. Trying to go break Lego as you before. Alright. So just continue like that. Control Z. Okay. So now I'm resizing my brush and I'm still going in. I'm going in. What other song? Jennifer Lopez, yeah, going in. Our time flies. Alright, so now we've cleaned the clothes alone. Next thing we want to do is we want to work on the background, and in this particular section, what we're going to be using is the clone stamp tool. Okay, so clone stamp tool, where you're at, there you are. I'm going to create a new layer. Normally you're supposed to be renaming the layer, so always have the habit of renaming your layer so you don't get lost when you're working on huge projects. Especially those doing UI UX are going to really appreciate renaming layers. If not, you're going to get lost real quick, pretty fast. Okay, so what I'm just doing is I'm using Alt. I hold down the Alt key, then I click on the parts I want to copy. If you look at it, it took a copy out of that particular section. Okay, so once you've done that, you move your hand from the Alt key and you just sweep over it. Okay, you can do this with your mouse anyway. I'm just using the Wacom tab so I'll be faster, because trust me, I just want to be recording tutorials back to back because I'm getting busier these days. Okay, and we'll have to get this done. Commitment, consistency, we need to get this done. Okay, so you see that I just keep going in at my convenience. Okay, next thing I want to do is Alt, click on this section, then I'm going to sweep, click on that section. Okay, all right, we're good. Alt, click here, Alt, click on that angle, sweep over it, sweep over it. You see that? You see that? Okay, Z, zoom in, then still the same thing. Or let's use the healing brush. H for the J for the healing brush. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So this is good. Control 0. Now, what we want to do next is to make it look homogeneous. There's too many variations in the texture. So let's try create texture. Let's see what happens. Now, I don't like create texture. Let's see proximity match. Okay, you see that now proximity match is actually very useful for us now. Unlike before, let me make the brush smaller. You can see that proximity match. So it is eliminating the variations a little bit, the shades, at least to an extent. So if you ask me to, now I realize it's sort of really rough, but it's something that's, things like this, you just have to take your time to do it. Or you could just remove it from the background and just take it elsewhere, you know. Okay, so let me make the brush bigger. Content array, then let's see what happens with content array. So everywhere does look broken and overcooked. So let's see if I can just go back to before overcooking everything. I'm just doing Ctrl Z, a lot of Ctrl Z. And I think I've run out of the history in Photoshop. Okay, but I believe you get the idea. So the idea is really all that matters. The idea is all that matters, you know. The idea is all that matters. So this is how you completely own a design. This is how you completely, you know, remove any other person's design from a particular material and make it your own. So the next thing we want to do right here is to create a displacement map. So we need to save 2 versions of this. And because I've done that before, I'll just go get it from the copy I had created, of which I had to reframe this like the 4th time. It's really stressful, you know. So I'm just going to go to Mockup creation, since I've done it before, material. So if you check this cleanup file now, you see that it's exactly what we have here, only that it's a bit neater, okay? Or I didn't spend so much time refining it. So what you can just do is you could also hide design here or place design elements here to sort of hide the whole cleaning up process that went on there. So this is just a text that says Rocky Robot, the Magic Maker, Class 11, project, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm just going to turn that off, clean up. Now, oh, you know what? I'll just continue from here. So that's, we just follow all through, okay? So I'm going to Ctrl Shift S. I'm going to go to New Request Materials. Then shoot L, rethink. Ctrl Shift N, Materials. Clean up, enter, okay? Now that I've done that, I'm going to do Ctrl Shift S. We need to create a displacement map. The displacement map is going to act like a map, basically, for our design to follow on the texture of the clothes. So if we want to place a picture of this toy car on the clothes, and we've already had a snapshot, once we just place it on it and we use the displacement map, it is going to follow the texture of the clothes. Well, let me show you. Okay, so I'm just going to create a copy, name it Displacement Map. Enter, enter. So now I have two copies. I'm going to open the previous one called Cleanup. So I have two files there. I'm going to close the one from my older recording. On that, the next thing I want to do is create a displacement map. And I'm going to merge everything I have here into a smart object. So once I've done that, I'm going to go into black or white. So once you convert it to black or white, we strip it of all of the colors. After that, you're going to want to go to levels. We want the features to lay emphasis on the texture of the clothes so that our design is going to really have a map to follow through with. So I'm just going to go like this. Okay, I believe this is good enough. You could also use curves if you want, you know. Where's curves? You could use curves. Okay, that was expression. Now I know you. Curves, where you at? Okay. So imagine we turn this off now. We could have just used this. Just use the S curve, okay? Well, I'm good with levels. I'm just going to do Ctrl S. Now that I've done that, next thing I want to do is I want to place my design on this. So I'm just going to look for one random design that I've done in time past. I'm going to go to Fnister. I'm just going to use this one of my text on the clothes. So is that my displacement map? Where's my displacement map? Okay, there's it here. Clean up. All right. So let me merge the layers into. Let me just convert to smart objects. Drag in my design on it. Reduce the file size. Okay. Reduce the file size. Alright, enter. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to Filter, Distort, Displace. You can use the default values that are here, and sometimes if you don't really get the flow that you desire, what you can do is you can just shuffle, do a permutation and combination of all of the properties you have here. And if you feel the way the design follows the texture of the clothes is too serious, you can now reduce the horizontal scale and vertical scale. So what you want to do here is you want to click on OK, find your displacement map, open it. Once you've done that, you see that it actually follows the texture of the clothes, but then the effect is too severe. So what we want to do now is to Ctrl Z, go back again, Filter, Distort, Displace, make it 5, make it 5, OK, OK. Not bad. Let's compare, let's contrast, let's compare, let's contrast. Okay, this is not bad, all right? But I don't really like how that section was before. Look at it. I don't really like how that is. So I'm going to go to Filter, Distort, Displace. I'm going to use Style. Let's see. Open. Okay, this is fair. Now we've seen what Style is doing. Let's do Filter, Distort, Displace. Let's see Style and wrap around. Nah, I think I prefer the older one, so I'll just do Ctrl Shift Z, Ctrl Z, Okay. So Filter, Distort, Displace, Style, repeats edge pixels, 5, 5. So I think this is the best of all of the variations we've checked. Now, after this, you also want to make it look realistic, okay? So what you want to do is You want to go into your blending options. And you want to play with all of the files you have here, all of this toggle, okay? So I'm going to alt click to divide it, then I drag. But that was too much, so let me do for this. I'm not really seeing that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like this. So it looks very much realistic, alright? And next thing I want to do is I want to add that same another color. Make it smaller. So let's do it like pocket size. Let's do it like the fashionista is pocket sized, okay? So you see what I'm doing now, filter, displace. Because we've done distort and displace before, it will be there as a shortcut. So what I just do is click on it. And it asks me, I say, okay, select the map I want it to follow. So once I've done that, we're good, okay? Next I want to do is I want to erase that part out by creating a vector mask. I zoom in, activate my brush to B, then I just clean, okay? So that way we've made it look like a pocket size design. Ctrl 0, V, and this is how you make your own mockup. So you could use this concept to work with any fashion brand, and you don't necessarily have to go to the market to buy all of your materials, to the design, then show your audience before you now know that they like it. You don't have to do all of that. You could just do this, show it to them. If they like it, then that is when you go to the market for the first time. But that's after you've actually made the inquiries on how much it's going to cost you and everything, so that you look very honest when you're giving your deal. So I believe this is good. I believe this is good. And I hope you don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I look forward to seeing you in more of my videos. You know, give me that thumbs up button, recommend my channel, and just tell the world about the Magic Maker so that we can get more subscribers. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Okay, what I can do is I can use bureaus to, from the get-go. That one, cool. Check if you can hear me.